G'day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Unspoken Truth, the place where silence ends and the truth begins. Let me be blatantly and confronting up front about one main point throughout today's episode. Our silence is fueling our division, and it is costing our children their very futures. It's time we pull the curtain back on the tactics being used to tear us all apart. Men versus women, mothers versus fathers, race versus race, and native-born Australians versus the very immigrants our government is flooding our country with. While criminals are walking free and families are being systematically ripped apart, they want us divided and distracted. They want us controlled, broken, and fearful. Because divided people don't fight the real enemy, as they are deliberately broken to ensure obedience by an ideologically captured system that has sold out justice and sacrificed truth for greed and to establish total control. The strategy is simple: divide, demonize, destroy. Men versus women. The legal system is being used like a weapon in the hands of a toxic political and legal ideology. Just look at the data. Nearly 1 in 3 domestic violence victims are male, but where are our shelters, our funding, and why are our voices legally silenced with the threat of incarceration if their orders were genuinely fair and just? There's zero accountability for false accusers, like in the case of Daniel Jones in Queensland, whose career and reputation was destroyed by lies, but yet no legal consequences for his accuser. Fathers versus mothers. Family courts are functioning like father removal factories to adhere to the global anti-family agenda. The family court system is not broken. Let me be very clear. For those out there that think that it is broken, it is not. It is operating exactly as it was designed, and that is to destroy families, destabilize parents, predominantly fathers, and traumatize children to maximize profits. In Australia, over 85% of sole custody is granted to mothers, even when fathers have done nothing wrong. Parental alienation is real. It's soul-crushing, and it's a state-sponsored abuse to secure future clients for the system. They label us as unsafe based on an accusation, not evidence, all under the lie that it's in the child's best interest. And when a father finally breaks, the media calls him unstable, but no one asks what pushed him there, what provoked the outcome that he came up with. Race versus race. They flood the media with identity politics to pit cultures against each other. But here's the kicker. When migrants commit heinous crimes, they're treated with more leniency than Aussie-born blokes protecting their own bloody families. A 2024 report from The Australian showed that some repeat sex offenders on temporary visas received suspended sentences. For example, in Victoria, an Afghan refugee who raped a 13-year-old girl received just 3 years non-parole. Let that sink in. Does that sound like justice, Australia? Meanwhile, good Aussie dads, falsely accused, rot in remand, often without trial for months or even years, and told to shut their mouth. This is not justice. This is a global agenda to destroy our country, and it's taking place right now, Australia. They want to drown our national identity, our national culture, and our values. The Aussie spirit of family, mateship, and accountability under a blanket of political correctness and legal cowardice. And the result? The result is 47 men a week in Australia are politically and legally coerced into taking their own lives. That's not a stat. That's a war zone of intentionally broken fathers, brothers, sons, and mates. And it's not because they're weak. Let me be very clear. It's because they were silenced, they were alienated, they were falsely accused, and they were abandoned by a system that's rigged against them to continue the gender divide. But we can turn this around if we unite. This isn't about hating women. This isn't about turning on migrants. This is about saying enough to a system that's failed all of us. We need to rebuild truth through accountability. We need to restore mutual respect between men and women. And we need to stop rewarding lies and punishing truth. If you're a mum who's been alienated, speak up. If you're a man who's been falsely accused, speak up. If you're tired of this country being used as a global dumping ground while our own citizens suffer, then speak up. This is a call to unification, not left or right, not male or female, not white or black or brown. Aussie is Aussie. And if you don't start acting like it, we will lose everything we hold near and dear. Our kids deserve better than our divide and silence. They deserve better than courts that pick winners based on gender. They deserve a future where truth matters, where justice is blind and not blinded by a toxic political ideology. Just to clarify, I am nobody special. Just an alienated, pissed off dad that is sick and tired of being silenced for speaking my lived opinion. Just another bloke who had everything stolen by a corrupt system, and I've decided to speak up to stop it from happening to other fathers and families. Because if I don't, and you don't, then who's going to? Enough is enough. Stand united, Australia. Reinstate truth, restore family values, and rebuild mutual respect into our nation. Because if we don't, they'll keep dividing us until there's nothing left for our children. This has been another episode of Unspoken Truth, and if what I've just said resonates with you, please share far and wide. Let's unite, stand together, and expose what is deliberately taking place in our country. Because if you don't have the balls and the backbone to stand up for yourself, take a look at your children and realise it's not about you at all. It's always been about the children.